Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time is where you are listening to me at this point in time. My name is Peter, and you are welcome once again to a course from Dayo Adetile Business Hub. The course I believe you are going through now is our Business Plan Writing Certification Program. So once again, my name is Peter, and I believe that by now you must have taken time to go through the materials that was sent to you so as to learn business plan writing. I believe by now you should have gone through all of those materials and you are ready to move to the next step. So today we'll be teaching you, or we'll be showing you how to use AI to write business plan. Using AI to write a bankable business plan. And the tool that we'll be using today is called ChatGPT. I believe that most persons on this call, or most persons who will be listening to this by now, should know what ChatGPT is all about. And if you've not heard about it before, it's nothing to be worried about. It's nothing to be scared of, because as much as possible, we will try to explain all that you need to know as regard writing business plan with this. So should in case you have any questions, you can always send it to us personally via all of our communication platforms as necessary. Okay, so that being said, what will you be learning in this course, this particular presentation? I believe that at the end of this presentation, you should be able to understand the capabilities of ChatGPT in developing a bankable business plan. By the end of this lesson, you should know how to use ChatGPT to write a business plan as a professional. Also, you should also, at the end of this lesson, understand how you can interact with GPT effectively, because it is how well you can interact with it that will determine how you will make the most out of it. Then at the end of it all, I believe also that you should understand how you are going to present your business plan. Having generated all of this text content using ChatGPT, you should see how you can format it properly, how you can present it professionally. So move with me as we go into the lesson proper. So to start with, what is ChatGPT? Yes, we said we want to be using ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT? Simply, it's an AI that has been developed by OpenAI. It has been developed, using the language model. That is to say, it has a capability to generate text, or to write content just like every human would do. And that makes it very, very useful in developing a business plan. For every entrepreneur, for every business consultant, for everybody that wants to scale up their business that needs a business plan, then this is a good tool for you. Why is it a good tool? Is because it understands what we call prompts. That is to say, you give it instructions. It has the ability to understand it and produce relevant responses based on that prompt that has been given to it. And that is one tool that we're going to be leveraging in writing our bankable business plan. I believe that with that, we have a little knowledge of what ChatGPT is all about. Now, I want to believe that you might be saying, okay, what then is a bankable business plan? What is a bankable business plan? Anyway, that is not something to be worried about. At least you understand what a business plan is by now. Basically, a bankable business plan is a business plan that has the ability to, fulfill that thing that they want to use it to achieve. If you are trying to present it to a lender, to a grantor, an investor, whatever name you want to give to it, it is a business plan that had the capability to convince an investor that, okay, yes, this business indeed is good enough. This person knows what he's up to. You understand? So at this point, if you have actually gone through the materials that has been sent to you, I believe that you should understand the key components of a business plan, or a bankable business plan, or an ideal business plan. What is expected to be in a business plan? Because if you don't understand that, If you don't understand that, you won't be able to, do the needful in this regard. So what is the business plan going to be used for? That's another thing you should understand and have at the back of your mind before you start writing. You should know what the business plan is going to be used for. Are they trying to use it as a working document for the business? Are they trying to present it to an investor, a partner, and all of that? When you have an understanding of what the business plan is going to be used for, it guides your presentation. It guides your mode of communication. How do you communicate the idea? You understand? You should also understand the industry you're working on. What is obtainable in that industry? What are the trends in that industry? That way, you understand what is expected of you in that business plan. You understand when the AI is generating responses that are not in line with what you want to do. You'll be able to adjust appropriately. So it is important that you understand the industry you're working on, because all of these industries have their peculiarities. They have what is expected at one point or the other. If you are writing a tech-related business now, a business plan on a tech-related business, the level of communication and requirements in the document will be quite different from probably when you are writing just a basic agricultural business plan. You understand? So all of these things you must have at the back of your mind. Now, the ability to put all of this together effectively is what is referred to as a bankable business plan. Now, having said that, having established what ChatGPT is and established what a bankable business plan is, now it is important that we go into generating content using ChatGPT. If you are to generate an effective content, a content that will serve its purpose, then it is important that you engage the platform in a dialogue. What do I mean by that? Just the way you talk to your friends when you are using all of our chatting platforms like WhatsApp, Instagram, Telegram, any of those chatting platforms, you should know that, okay, imagine that I'm talking to my friend, I'm talking to my colleague. How do I engage my colleague in this regard? You understand? So engage in dialogue. That way, it can be able to provide detailed response. Also, when you are using this tool, you should be able to provide relevant information in line with what you are trying to do. It's not human, so it is whatever you give to it that it will give back to you. Just like the way they say garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you provide to it is based on those information that you've provided. It will now build on to generate much more content for you. So you shouldn't go to an AI without having nothing in your head and you expect it to come up with something reasonable. No, it's not done like that. You should be prepared, and that is why it is going to make your job more effective as a professional, rather than taking, or if an AI tool can take off your job, then it shows that you don't even know what you are doing in the first place. So the ability to provide some level of important information to this AI tool, that is when it can be very useful in our hands. It is important also that you stay up to date with the industry, like I said the other time, so that when this tool seems to be providing, probably because of the way you communicated whatever you are sending to it is going off point, you should be able to know, okay, this thing is wrong at this point. Okay, how do I put things right in this regard? And in that regard, maybe you have used the wrong prompts, then you should be able to experiment a different prompt, edit whatever you have said, write it another way, try it another way, try it another way until you get perfect at giving those prompts. And that way, you should be able to make the most. So when it comes to generating content with ChatGPT, these are the basic things that you need to know. One, you must engage this properly as if you are talking to your friend. You must be able to provide some level of relevant information, and you must be able to stay up to date in the industry so that you are not being, misled in regarding the response that you get. And you should be able to try until you get that which you actually need. Okay, so now this is what the interface looks like when you want to use ChatGPT. For those that have not used it before, when you open the browser, when you open the platform using your browser, this is what you have in front of you. This is what the user interface looks like. And if you look at it, it has actually stated that, okay, it has limited knowledge to 2021. I don't know when you'll be listening to this, but this is 2023. And I believe that if this is saying the knowledge is limited to 2023, then if you are up to date in your industry, you will know that whatever he is saying is limited to 2023. It is meant to be a guide for you. Now, based on whatever it has said, you should now be able to sit back and update those information based on what is obtainable as at now. It has actually also, made it clear that, okay, at some point, it might actually generate some incorrect information. So you should be ready for that. And that is why you yourself, you should be a professional. You understand? So that is the best way to make the most out of it. So these are other features and some of the things, capabilities that this powerful tool has, the ability to actually, perform. So now that I've seen what it looks like, we'll still go into the practical aspect, but just as an introduction to what to expect from this platform. Now, based on what I've said so far, if you have been able to generate content using this tool, as a professional, I don't expect you to just go ahead and just, copy, paste, and go deliver. No, you should be able to proofread. This tool is to assist you, not to take away the place of critical thinking as human. Now, having at the back of your mind that these tools also have the ability to also commit some errors, you should be prepared to proofread. You should be prepared to fact check. You check all of the facts that has been stated. Update them with what is obtainable at this point in time. Sometimes you might say some things and has quoted some authority. You should be able to trace those authority and be sure that indeed those statements are, are there. They are not just fallacy. So this is why I started by saying that you should be knowledgeable about what is obtainable in the industry. Having done that, after fact checking and all of that, you should be able to format the business plan professionally. The AI tool is just to generate those responses. You are the one that will now copy it and put it in the right headings and sub-headings as you deem fit. Having done that, you should be able to format it properly, put them the right way they should be, that will appeal to whoever is handling the documents. Beyond that, also, you should be able to supplement the business plan with original ideas, original information, pictures that will appeal to whoever is reading it, charts that will correspond with whatever you have said, that will complement it and make it to make more sense. You should also have your own human input to it, restructure some sentences, and I believe that whatever business plan you are preparing, you must have gotten some basic information from whoever owns the business plan. Those are some of the information I mentioned that you should present to the AI tool at the point of generating content. So based on this information also, you should be able to adjust some things to fit in properly. For instance, if you are working on, say, an integrated farm that deals with maybe pig farming, livestock generally, poultry, and maggot farming, and the AI tool has written something around that, but it's saying that, okay, you are producing your AI, your maggots in the farm to sell to other people, which would be as a source of revenue for you. But rather, according to your client, he's not selling those maggots. He's actually producing them so that he can use it to probably serve as a feed for his fish. The fish that is actually rearing as a source of protein, or probably he wants to use it as some of the ingredients for producing feed. Now, you should be able to adjust what the AI has said, saying that you want to sell it as make it as a source of revenue, to adjust it appropriately to say, okay, yes, these are the process of bringing the maggot farming, just like he has described. But we are not selling it; we are using it to complement whatever we have in terms of feed. You understand? So these are some of the little adjustments that you might want to look into. Sometimes you might be using some word, maybe can. Okay, so tech company can use this means of marketing. Rather than using can, you have to own the business. You use statements such as would. Okay, well, we intend to use this and this and this. You understand? So these are some of the basic things that we should be conscious of while we are refining, editing, and formatting our business plan as professional. So having said that, that will be all for this presentation. I believe, like I said, by now, you should be able to, understand how to write a business plan by now. You should understand the basic thing with what I've mentioned so far, how to use the AI that we'll be using for today and, put it to good use. So having said that, let's move forward. Okay, so to use ChatGPT, all you just need to do is to go to your whatever browser you are using and chat OpenAI. Just type OpenAI there. Then you click on the very first option. So if you are using a mobile device, somewhere up here on the top right corner, you will see something like maybe menu, where you can pick. When you click on it, bring us other options. You can either sign in or sign up if you don't have an account before. So, but if you're using a desktop like myself here, you can also just sign up. If you click on it, it will tell you what to do and all of that. And you can sign in if you have an account already. But for the sake of this presentation, in order not to waste your time, I will quickly go to my account so that we can just do one or two practicals. All right, so this is my account. This is something I have before now. Okay, so like I said, we want to write business plan using the AI tool. Let's think of something we want to write on. Let's say we want to write on a particular business. All right, so I wrote this initially. We want to, our business is called Partyland Rice. We retail rice, distribute rice, and all of that. So I'll just say this, that, okay, give it a basic information about what the company is all about. Then I say, okay, I am writing So I simply ask it to develop a table of contents for this business plan that I am trying to write. Now, don't forget, I've actually given it an introduction of what the company is into. So we send it to it. Now, it's actually generating a table of contents already. Now, if you are familiar with what an ideal business plan should contain, then you know when it's actually missing out some important things in the table of contents. You've seen the executive summary. Sometimes it might not structure it the way you want. You're saying company description, history and all of that, market, operation and marketing, generally operation and management, financial plan, implementation plan, and all of that. So if I'm to look at this now, there are some things that I may feel like, okay, it has left out or you didn't put it the way I want to put it. For instance, if I'm to write this, all of this, mission statements, objective, vision, and all of those, I may not put it the way it has put it like that. We'll have the executive summary generally, then all of those other things, such as mission, vision, will still be under the company's description because it's actually describing the company. For product description also, I would rather want to put it as a separate heading if I'm to write, a product description, describe what our products and services, I'll describe our products and all of that. So what am I saying in essence? That if I'm to be the one to write this, I may have to restructure this. You can simply ask it to regenerate by clicking here. You can simply ask it to regenerate and it will generate it in another way. But then you can just use your discretion, since you already understand what you want. And that is why you should know what you want. Know what you want. If you have studied what is sent to us the first time, I want to believe that if you go through it now, you see that there must have been some changes again. So that's how you keep changing until you get what exactly you want. If you look at the first one that we did, there was nothing like risk analysis as a standalone heading like this. We see that it has added that now. Also, competitors. If I was to write, I'll rather put competitors analysis alone. You understand? I'll talk about my competitors and I'll talk about our own competitive advantage against those competitors. So these are some of the things that you should be familiar with if you want to write a business plan. So also, let's assume that you also want to change something. Maybe you want to re-edit. You can come to this place. You've seen that symbol there. You can click on it to edit whatever it is that you want to edit. You understand? So let's assume that I want to add something, though there's nothing I want to add, but imagine you want to say, let me just add something simple as a professional. Okay, just add that for the sake of adding. And I just want you to see that you can actually edit whatever you have said and you paste it again. So, okay. I want you to know that whatever table of content that is giving us here is based on the pre-information I've actually given to it above. You understand? If there to be a different business, there's possibility that what it will give us will be different. You're writing a visibility report, you're writing a project proposal and the like, all of these things will change. Now, if you have gone through the document we gave you earlier, you will also know that executive summary is what you write last because it's a summary of everything you've been talking about so far. You understand? So as such, yes, it is written as number one, but that is not the first thing you talk about. So let's now say, for instance, I want to start with company overview. I can now say, okay. You can also make it understand that, okay, the whole business is, to present to an investor or whatever. All of these things will prepare the mind of the AI, if so to say, if there's anything like mind, so that, he's prepared of what to say to you. So let's move forward. So we want to develop this now. You can say develop the company overview of the company. Can you send it? You can see that it is actually generating those response. So by the time you are done, all you just need to do is to lift this the way it is here and go and paste it wherever you want to paste it and adjust it appropriately. If I had provided the name of the funders and the like, when I gave that introduction, it would have added all of these things. If I had added the name, the year it was funded, it would have added all of those things. So that is just a sample of what this is capable of doing. You can see that's written everything. So I can also say, I'm just trying to make you understand how you can prompt it. Sample is not as if there's a a way to do it all the time. You can say, assuming this company is in an now, I'm just trying to show you what you can write again. So assuming this company is in a highly competitive environment, develop our competitive advantage. I've omitted a lot of things from the table of content. I'm just trying to make you see options, how you can prompt it. You can see it's bringing out competitive advantage already based on that industry and the business that we're talking about. We sell quality products, with several range of products. We have affordable pricing, we have strong distribution network, we have very good brand reputation, and all of those things. You can stop it if you are not okay with what he's saying. You can stop it and ask it to regenerate again. You can see that it's doing that already. So let's wait and see what it will bring. Okay, it's still generating. Okay, so let's also try something else. Maybe market trend. Can say something like with facts and figures. What am I trying to do? Okay, with facts and figures, we'll talk about, oh, there's a mistake in that place. Let's talk about the market trend. Anyway, to still generate something for us. All right, so now look at what he has just said. While I cannot provide real-time facts and figures, real-time in the sense that, is not up to date. I'm really trying to make you see some of these things. Have you seen that? So it depends on what you're actually saying to it, but yet that's gonna add to give us some basic, information. If you wanted to do some referencing to, you can also do, but sometimes those references are not usually accurate. You can say something like, Peter Sam and Dio. Or let's just leave it like this. Peter is one of our management team. Develop an ideal profile for him as our business development consultant. Okay, so that's for the management team. We can't treat everything on that table of content. I just want you to see several ways with which you can prompt this thing. Okay. Let's wait for it while it's trying to generate a response. Okay, in a situation like this, it could be network. You will just have to refresh. Okay. All right, so that is a profile for Mr. Peter Sam. You can also rephrase it and tell it to regenerate, or you can tell it to, put it in a single paragraph, or you can tell it to exaggerate, You can do a lot of stuffs around this thing as long as you can give it the right prompting. So that's that about that. I believe that I've been able to show you all that you need to know as regards writing your business plan with AI, particularly ChatGPT. By now, you understand the capabilities of ChatGPT in developing a bankable business plan. You understand how to interact with it, in just the way you talk to your friends. You understand the need for you to do proper formatting before putting all of these things together and sending it to your clients. You have some platform where you can get free pictures, Pixabay, a lot of them like that, get nice pictures, use it for whatever purpose you want to use it for, such that your business plan is actually appealing and compelling. Don't forget the need for you to put relevant information based on what is obtainable in the industry that you are trying to work on at that point in time. That is what makes your business plan relevant. And at some point I mentioned exaggerating. Please don't exaggerate anything when you're writing a business plan. Be as realistic as possible so that whoever you're presenting it to knows that you are not lying. So once again, my name is Peter, and this is Dayo Adetiloye Business Hub, and the course is how to use AI to write a bankable business plan. And this is a course in the business plan writing certification program. If you have any question, feel free to use any of our channels and we will do justice to your questions. So that will be that for today. Thank you. See you in the next section.